The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Huff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throbbing my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
First Week Podcast coming to you, recording this Thursday, August 21st, 2025. Special guest on the show today. I can't wait for this one. He is, of course, sports radio host, friend of the podcast, a host of the Drive Time Sports in Price, Utah. And you guys probably heard the story I shared last week on the show. We'll get to that in a second. My man, Jordan Buscarini. What's up, buddy?
How are you? It's great to be back on. Thank you for the invite.
So we know each other now.
Officially.
We actually met. So this is why we did this podcast. First off, I was supposed to go to your show weeks ago to talk about Hulk Hogan. And,
yeah,
you're
right.
And then
life happened.
Life happened. You were in Florida recently with your family on vacation.
You had no idea of, by the way.
I had no fucking clue you were in town. No fucking clue. And I told you guys, and some people listen to the podcast might probably heard a story because I explained to them my vacation and all that. Because this is the show is also about me and my life mother too.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm still stunned. I should actually went to breakfast with my friends of mine, a couple of friends of mine today, and my wife, and we shared a story about this also at breakfast today. And it's like it still stuns me how serendipitous that was, meeting for the first time. We have known each other for about 13 years.
Yeah,
and for the record, I think we're past the fact that we're just media friends. We're actually friends. We talk off record. We're friends. We talk about Elvis and MJ and Full House and all these things, our families, all that. So we already have rapport for regular rapport. But the fact we have never met in person until 2 weeks ago, and the way we met, I it is insane how you found me. I was that entire day after that. I was still stunned.
Oh, me as I was. Well, yeah.
Yeah, share your side now. I've heard my side already.
We're at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And my family, we go out for a week to Disney World. And the reason why we're out there for the main reason we're out there is my wife is a Disney fanatic. See,
so my wife has
passes
and she goes every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And if you live closer, honestly, we go every freaking weekend. Honestly.
Yeah. It's great entertainment. It's dollar for dollar. It's fantastic entertainment.
Right.
My wife graduates college. She gets her master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
We knew she was going to graduate this summer, so I planned out this trip a year in advance. We're going to go out to Disney World. So anyways, we're at Hollywood Studios. We had just left a restaurant, and we are walking by Star Tours. And as I'm walking by Star Tours, I see EJ come walking through the exit, and I just happened to turn to my left and look, and I paused and was like, man, that looks like EJ. And so I'm talking with my father, because my dad's with us on this trip. And I was like, wait, hold on one second. And you turn, and you had a Metallica shirt on. And I said, holy shit, that's EJ.
Now, this is insane because, okay, so we were obviously going to Hall Studios. However, we had no plans to go on Star Tours at all that day because we bought light lane passes for specific rides. Tower of Terror. I think I can't remember the other two rides off the top of my head right now, but that wasn't one of the rides. Slinky Dog's the other one, by the way. But that wasn't part of the plan. We were at Star Tours because my wife and her friends went there without my son and I, my oldest son and I, because we decided we had a 2-hour gap between 2 of our light lane light lane rides. So we decided him and I to go to Rock and Roller Coaster because he can go on the ride. My youngest son can't because he's too short, just like slightly too short. So we use those 2 hours. So they said, well, you know what? Star Tours has a lightweight, so we'll probably go there at some point. Meet us there if you have time. So she says, okay, want to ride? Okay, you got 5 minutes to get here because we're waiting in line and holding up the line, but you guys need to hurry up. Okay, cool. So we get there, we did the ride, boom, boom, boom. I've done that ride so many fucking times as like whatever. I like the ride, but it's like I've done it so many times like it doesn't have any.
We didn't even ride it. It's at Disneyland, which we go to obviously more frequently. I didn't even ride Star Tours on this trip. We didn't even ride it.
Right, because it's good, but it's like okay, I've done it so many times, no big deal. So the reason why it's so serendipitous is that the fact that we're even on Star Tours to begin with at that time is very shocking enough as it is. Okay, then it's not like I was noticeable either to spot in the crowd, because in a crowd of thousands of people, okay, yes, I'm bald, duh, but my hair wasn't exposed.
No, you had a one of those cooling wraps
towel.
over your head.
Yeah, because we use cooling towels to stay cool. So it's not like you could recognize me on I had a cooling towel down my head. So it's not like you have to try real hard to find me. So obviously that's crazy in itself. And then of course, the Metallica t-shirt. Everybody knows I'm a diehard Metallica fan. Right. I just saw a concert 2 months ago in Tampa. Drove 5 hours to go see him. That was the sell. If I'm not wearing a Metallica t-shirt, you probably doubt it's me.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I saw you kind of from the side and it looked like you, but as soon as you turned and I saw the Metallica shirt, yeah, I knew it was you. And that's why then I walked over there. I told everyone, hold up. Walked over, family waited. I walked over and I yelled out EJ. And I don't know if you knew it was me immediately, right? Like
I did.
Did you? Oh, okay. You knew immediately.
Yeah. I told you have that. I've been telling for 13 years. You have that face.
Yeah, and I had an Elvis shirt on too, so that.
Yeah, well, that I didn't even notice the shirt. To be honest, until after you came closer to me. No, Elvis shirt. Elvis shirt confirmed it obviously when I hugged you. Yeah. But you have that face. I told you.
Okay.
Well,
I got the radio face.
No. What I'm saying is that you look younger than your age.
Yeah.
When I met you, I think you were. How old were you when I met you 13 years ago? You what? 22?
24.
Okay. And what I tell you, look, you're fucking 16 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you're 37 and you look like you're 16 years old. Okay, maybe 17.
Yeah.
so it was easy to spot you like that. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh man.
Give me a hug, we talk a little bit. And then the worst part too was I feel bad because you had mentioned to me last year that you had planned on coming to Disney World at some point next year.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I forgot to check in with you to see if by any chance you were coming this weekend. But the thing is, we go so often. The family and I, we go often. We that was our second time this summer we were there. We were there we went there after the Metallica concert in June. We went the very next day. So it didn't cross my mind to ask you. You apparently went to Typhoon Lagoon also. I think either the day before or whatever. I was there also the same day.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. You were there the same day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have been able to hang with you. And plus, our friend Kyle Nash, who you know on the show, he hung out with me the night before. Wow. Because he came by the hotel to hang out with me for a week. He lives in Orlando, so that's such a cool story though, man.
It's I'll never forget it. And the thing is, we have not been to Disney World since 2021. We went in 21. Like I said, we frequent Disneyland. But the fact of the matter is, from Utah in Florida, it's wild when you think about it. It's like hitting the lottery. The odds are lottery type odds.
Yeah, it's crazy. Met your wife, beautiful wife, met your kids. They were very nice and well mannered and quiet, unlike mine, of course. Dad's cool. Dad was cool.
That's not true. That's not true.
So it's really awesome.
Getting to meet your kids and your wife, it was cool. It was just cool. It was a cool experience. It was cool. It was a very awesome moment. And a lot of people, we have a lot of mutual friends in radio. They were touched by it. Steve Bortstein, great friend of mine, great friend of yours. He was touched by it. He thought it was a terrific, unbelievable story.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know when I have him on the show again soon, we will talk about it, obviously. How was your trip otherwise, though? You had a good time?
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I always go back and forth. Okay, do I like land or world more? Which one do I like more? Every time we leave world, the convenience factor of taking a trip to Disney World outweighs what you can get at land. Hands down. The convenience factor is it's so simple when you get to Disney World. Disneyland, you got to do a lot more ad-libbing. You know what I mean? I feel like there's always much more structure.
What do you mean exactly by that? I'm curious what you mean by that.
Food plan is fantastic.
Okay.
Right. When we go, we take the food plan. They don't offer that at Disneyland.
Okay.
So I enjoy that. I love when I get there. I don't have to spend another dime if I don't want to when I get to Disney World, right? That's not the case. No, you get the food plan, you get your park hopper, you get your lightning lane. You don't have to spend another dime if you don't want to when you get to World. Like that's to me.
So
that's
you're paying up front. You're paying up front for all the packages, and then once you're there, like you just enjoy it.
Yeah. Because typically with World, you can book a year out. It's about a year out is what we did. And so I just pay that off little by little, throughout. So when we get there, we didn't have to worry about food. Transportation is cake. I like the food. That's what I like about Disney World. I love the food. I love the drinks. My wife just loves the atmosphere. She could sit down and just be at Magic Kingdom or Epcot or Animal Kingdom, Hollywood. She could just sit there. She doesn't even care if she rides anything. She just loves being there. I love the food. I love my daughters, they love the rides, but if we're going to jump from park to park, the bus transportation was out of this world. We stayed at Port Orleans, and the transportation was out of this world. Loved it. I think it's the 5th time we've been to Disney World, and so when I take a look back at some of the resorts that we've been to, I think this one was my favorite by far.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Land,
yeah.
Land. When you go to Disneyland, it's smaller, obviously. Right, but there is no food plan. You walk park to park. It's not a big deal because they're right across the street from each other. But I just feel like we do a lot more ad-libbing when we go to Land. And I think part of that is we go to Land so much more frequently than we do World, right? So when we go to World, we plan things out a little bit better.
I feel like Disneyland probably feels a little more localized, if anything. Like it feels more like a regular theme park in California than just this big, vacationing place. I think that's probably what it is. Now, I've been to both of myself too, also. And yes, do I prefer Disney World? Only because of the fact there's more to do. There's more parks. There's more rides. So there's more variance there. However, if you ask me which park has the more authentic Disney feel to it, like a classic Walt Disney feel, it's Land.
It's Land by a mile.
I agree, 1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah, I've always said that the biggest difference for me is that Walt's footprints are all over Disneyland. And that when you go to that park. Yeah, that when you go to that park.
Oh,
right?
But I think this end most authentic of the two parks. Do you I'm cutting out a little bit here. Oops. Hold on. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good.
1 second. Come on, come back sudden, quick. No, it's going a little wonky. Yeah, so like to me, like I went one time 10 years ago to Disneyland. To me, I feel Walt Disney spirit in Disneyland as opposed to Disney World. Disney World feels a lot more corporate and more resort, more vacation. I love both, to be honest, for different reasons.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I do too.
Do you plan on going back to World time soon?
Maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah,
that's about normal for us. We did during the whole COVID situation. We went to Disney World, I think, back-to-back summers, and didn't go to Land for a little while, which is really, really out of the norm for us. But I would guess 2 to 3 years we probably go back. My kids are kind of like yours. So my oldest daughter, Kobe, she is a thrill seeker. She will ride anything. She wants
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. She wants the most intense ride you can possibly find. My youngest daughter wants to do that. She's not tall enough. So like she can't ride Rock and Roller Coaster. She was tall enough to ride Space Mountain for the first time over at Disney World. She loved that. She loved Guardians of the Galaxy. She was able to ride that.
Yeah, it's the best ride in the park.
Oh man. Okay. So kind of off topic here, but we were talking about this when we left. If I take the two parks, I am comfortable saying that the two best Disney rides in this country are Guardians of the Galaxy. Give me Guardians at California Adventure. Give me Guardians at Epcot. Two best rides.
So I've never done Guardians in California yet. But imagine
you get Michael Jackson on that ride, man.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm booking it now. I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And you get Elvis too. You don't know.
Really?
You don't know what song you're
getting. Yeah. So you get more variety of songs and to use on the on that ride in comparison to the one in Disney World.
There's 6 at Disneyland. I don't know how many there is at World. Was there
There's
6?
6 also at Disney World as well too, though, but none of them Elvis Michael Jackson though.
No, and as many times as we rode that ride, we got Blondie, I think, every time.
Blondie's one of the 6 songs, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Call Me? Is it Call Me or
No, oh man.
What name of the song? God darn it. I'm getting old, brother.
I'm gonna get one way or another. I don't know the name of the song. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I know that song too. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. I'm not a Blondie fan, so
you know that song though.
I know the song. Yeah, I know the song. But yeah,
Did you
yeah. Go ahead.
Did you do all 4 parks while you're there?
Oh yeah.
All right. So if I told you right now, spur them up right now. Top 5 rides on the entire Disney property in order if you want to. Top 5 rides in order. What would be the top 5 rides?
All 4 parks.
Across all 4 parks, yeah.
Number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy is number 1.
Mine too.
Yeah, right. That ride is incredible. It's worth the price of admission.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Worth the wait too.
Yep. So Guardians, I would say 1. I love Everest.
That's top 3 for me. That's top 3.
I'd probably put it number 2. I love it.
Okay.
I was impressed by Tron. Length of the ride could have been a little bit longer. I don't know if I put Tron top 5. I have to think about that. So 1 and 2, I'm going to go Guardians. I'm definitely, you know what? I got to go rock. I'm going to put Rock and Roller Coaster inside my top 3. I can't wait for the Muppets rebrand.
So we have the same top 3 then.
Okay.
2 and 3 are swapped up. Figures you and I have the same top 3. Figures.
Yeah. It makes sense. You know what else I'm going to tell? And this may not be very popular. I loved the rebrand of Splash Mountain and Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
I haven't done it yet. I'm dying to go. So here's the thing. It's weird because whenever we go to Disney, we just recently in this last year, we started going to Animal Kingdom again.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to this March, I hadn't gone to Animal Kingdom in 13 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. So I hadn't gone ever in a long time, but we've gone twice since then. Okay. Now Magic Kingdom is the park I have not gone to the longest. It's been about at least 6 years since I went to Magic Kingdom, honestly. Maybe longer. So when he rebranded the Tiana ride from the Splash Mountain, I went on Splash Mountain. So I haven't seen the new one since then. I'm sure it's the same exact ride minus the theme. Right. Yeah. I love that ride for the record. I do like it's actually probably top 5 for me as well. But I want to see the themes as well too. The other 2 for you? The other 2 you said yet on your list?
Oh, man, that is tough. If I got to pick. So, you know what? Being a Star Wars guy, it's Rise of the Resistance is so far. It puts you in the middle of a movie. I think it's
the
pretty
experience
incredible.
is amazing.
It is. So I'm going to put Rise of the Resistance in my top 5. My wife loves Flight of Passage. She loves Flight of Passage. Have you rode that yet? Okay.
Is that the one that you simulated in the? Oh no, that's not the same one, is it?
It's the Banshee from Avatar.
Maybe I've done all the rides before, but some of the Star Wars ones and new ones, because the park is still relatively new. I still don't. I have a hard time differentiating which one is what.
Yeah, so that's the simulator with the Banshee from Avatar in Pandora. I don't know if it makes top 5 for me. Man, I still love the Haunted Mansion. I'm gonna put Haunted Mansion up there. I love Haunted Mansion. Yeah, I love Haunted Mansion. It's a classic. I love the Disneyland version more. Here's the other thing, and if you compare the 2 rides, so we take the rides from Disneyland and the rides that are the same at Disney World. Disneyland rides are better. Like Pirates of the Caribbean is better at Disneyland.
I was just gonna say that. the Pirates ride at Disneyland is much better than the rides at the ones at Disney World. Because the last dip, is a lot longer and not deeper.
A lot longer. The setting is. You know what? Okay, no. Number 5, Hall of Presidents. Number 5. That's my number 5. I gotta put Hall. I know it's not a ride; it's an attraction, but I gotta put that in there.
No, I'm also me a history buff too. Also, especially I love going Hall of Presidents at Epcot. Me too. It's amazing. Yeah, I haven't gone. Magic Kingdom. Was it Magic Kingdom? Yes. Oh, sorry. There's another one at Epcot, a similar history thing.
Well, there's history all over through Epcot, right? That's what's cool about it.
Right. But I love that. Obviously, it's an attraction, but no. I love Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog's fun.
Slinky Dog's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you wouldn't think it'd be a great ride, but then the kids love it. And much like Kobe, both my kids are thrill seekers. So I tell a story of the fact that my wife and I hate rides and drops. So prior to 2 years ago or last year, I don't remember what year it was, we never went on Tower of Terror. We always avoid Tower of Terror because we just didn't figure that ride is not something we wanted to do. But then my kids pushed us to go, and look, they can't go themselves. So my wife decided to go first with them. And she's like, it's not that bad, actually. It's not that bad. So the next time came Disney, I decided to go with them as well. And now I'm obsessed with it. So that's my top 5 now.
Well, I'll tell you, Tower of Terror it's Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout now in California Adventure. It is
right.
Tower of Terror would have been one of my top 5 until they switched it over to Mission Breakout. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's more intense. I'm in love with the soundtrack because you got, like I said, you got Burning Love from Elvis. I Want You Back from the Jackson 5 is in there. The soundtracks are incredible, but the ride is more intense. They amplified the intensity of the drops. And you're in the middle of it. Yeah. And I'm telling you, once you go ride Mission Breakout, you will understand what I mean, that it trumps Tower of Terror. It's not even, we all got off Tower of Terror. My wife hates that ride, by the way. She hates it. She'll ride it because my daughters love it.
For the same reason, the drops?
She hates drops. Yeah, she hates drops. But she'll ride it because my daughters love it. We got off of it and she goes, that's not nearly as bad as Guardians. Like, no. You can tell the intensity is drastically different in California. So that's why I can't put Tower of Terror top 5 anymore, just because it's not even, I don't even think it's in the same realm. The theming is fantastic, right? The theme is amazing. The setting is great. But yeah, for me, it can't be top 5 anymore, just based off of the thrill that you get at Mission Breakout in California Adventure.
Well, we want to go to California at some point in the next year or two. We have family out there, in-laws and whatnot, and whenever we go out there, we do try to go to Disneyland. So if it's at all possible that somehow we get to go around the same time you're going, I will figure it out, because I would definitely like to hang out with you out there, or even Disney World a couple years when you go. Yeah,
all you have to say is, hey, we're going to go to Disneyland this weekend. I asked my wife, we'll be there. She would live there.
Yeah.
She would live there.
Again, yeah. Again, if we're 2.5 hours away from Disney World. If it wasn't for distance, we'd be there every week, because we're annual pass holders, like I said, and all 4 of us are. And she goes with her girlfriends all the time. Like I'm already planning a guys trip up there in the next month or so with some of my coworkers. So we go all the time. It's a great time. Great time.
Yeah, it is.
I know you got a few minutes here. Let's touch on a couple things real quick. Luka extends to the Lakers a few weeks ago. Your thoughts on that? And the future of the Lakers. And I'll tell you what, watching Luka, in this offseason so far, at least on optics, he looks like he lost a lot of weight. He looks like he's training, whatnot. This is what you want to see as a Laker fan, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was very critical of Luka last year. And by the way, when Pelinka pulled off the trade, brilliant. Right. I mean, you make that trade 10 out of 10 times. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not questioning the trade. I am questioning how a generational talent was in the shape that he was in. And what I caught a lot of flack for on my show back here from guests and co-hosts was, look, you're a generational type player. Act like it. And I think physically, when you looked at where Luka was at, as the season went on, as his time with the Lakers went on, I started to understand why Nico decided to move on and grab a defensive presence in AD to win right now. I started to understand it, and again, that's not saying that it was a bad trade for the Lakers. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, you look at generational players over the last 30 years. Let's go last 30 years. I've never seen a generational player in that type of shape. And that was worrisome for me. So to see Luka actually take it serious this offseason, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And the other thing that we were talking about, James Hollis, who's fantastic. He comes on my show weekly. We talk NBA basketball. We were talking about culture. This is a step in the right direction for a culture movement for the Lakers. Just had the recent sell. I think that's fantastic. I think we're past the mom and pop stages in professional sports. It's just not feasible anymore. So I applaud that. I applaud Jeannie for doing the right thing. But I'm also really looking forward to the pivot from the LeBron era, because I just don't think it's good to build a culture. At no point in time in LeBron's career.
You have been looking forward to that. Like, I think a year ago, he came on the show and said the same thing too. All right, you're like, I'm ready to go.
But you will know this from a Heat perspective. Fortunately, you have a leader like Pat Riley there. I mean, he's Pat Riley.
True.
Right.
True.
When you look at the culture, long-term culture of wherever LeBron has been, it hasn't been great. Right. I don't think he's a culture guy. And you could LeBron fans are going to take that as an insult. I'm not saying it's an insult. You can win right now for LeBron, but there's a culture that's built in Boston, right? Hard to build a culture when you have constant roster turnover, and a lot of that is done to appease LeBron, at least from my perspective. So I am looking forward to having long-term stability. I'm looking forward to having some continuity, because in the 8 years that LeBron has been there, the one thing that this roster has lacked, it's continuity from the very beginning. There has not been continuity, right? So yeah, I think it's been a great offseason. I really do.
Because they've played under the perception of a shortened window because LeBron wants to win now.
And that's not a knock on LeBron. Yeah, it's not a knock on LeBron. It's not. You have to win now when you have a player like that, right? You have to.
Yeah. You need to maximize as much as you can in the window that you don't know how long you're going to have. I get that. But at the same time, they made the right move here. And look, I think with the Mavericks, it was more about, okay, we know you're great, but am I really going to invest $300 million for 5 years in a guy that can't take care of his body and run the risk of him possibly getting hurt as he gets older? He starts getting hurt because of not taking care of his body. I get it. It wasn't popular in the moment, And I'll tell you what, though, right in hindsight now, at least how things worked out since then for the Mavericks, they are in a good spot here now because they get Anthony Davis. Hopefully they can try to win the next year or two, a little window here. But they also have the rookie,
Cooper Flag,
Cooper Flag, right? Exactly. So I think the Mavericks, for what the situation was and what it called for, I think things did work out for them in the end. Now we'll see how things play out with injuries and whatnot, but we'll see. You're a big Rams fan. I think they're the biggest spoiler. I think the biggest spoiler in the NFC, if and only if Matthew Stafford is healthy. And so far, the tea leaves are that he's had back issues, so I'm worried.
Ram fans should be worried. I think he is one of the toughest players in the game, at least from a quarterback perspective, right?
Without question,
this is kind of his mantra, right? This is why he fits so well in LA. I mean, this guy, he's cut from a different cloth. We know this, but he's 37 years old. Backs don't magically get better the older you get. And so if it's a problem now, it could be a problem throughout the season. I hope it's not, because I agree with you. This team is set up. They're one play away from getting to the Super Bowl last year and beating this Philadelphia Eagle team that was quite the juggernaut, and one play away from beating Philly in the snow, right?
Yep.
And the play design was beautiful. Problem is, didn't pick up Jalen Carter. Boom, he knocked Stafford. I mean, that was it. It was.
And not only that, they're the only team that gave any resistance to the Eagles in their Super Bowl run
at all.
The only team.
Yeah, the only team.
So,
and anytime you have Sean McVay on your sideline, you have a chance to win. The guy, I mean, I get teased all the time. I have a bromance with Sean McVay. Yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius. And I know that Andy Reid has won multiple Super Bowls, and I run the risk of being a homer. Take my Ram fandom out of it. There is nobody I would rather have leading my franchise than Sean McVay. If I owned a team in the NFL, I buy everything that guy sells. It's contagious. Players love to play for him. I saw what the culture was like in Los Angeles before he came about. There was a lot of criticism from the Rams when they hired him to begin with. I don't know if you remember, they had a 31-year-old kid at the time, right?
Because the age thing, which, I mean, again, makes sense. I understand it, but
it rarely works, right? It rarely works. But I think anytime you have Sean McVay on your sideline, you have a chance. So yeah, they are the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles if healthy. And even at that, like I look at the division itself. Can you be competitive in the NFC West without Stafford? I think they can be competitive, but you're not winning the NFC without Matt Stafford. It's not happening. Everything hinges on that.
So they have Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup, right?
Yeah. Who McVay
loves. What if I told you that for the sake of making sure you have all ducks in a row, given that there was this window is year to year because of Stafford's injuries and all that, you go after Kirk Cousins just in case, just have that in place. Kirk Cousins is, on his last legs, obviously, but he's still with that roster you have and that by that rising defense. See, the reason why I'm big on the Rams, and that had nothing to do with Stafford and the offense, has to do with the defense and what they did last year, Jared Verse.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking like you get a Kirk Cousins in there as a backup also, because I'm not sure how I haven't seen Garoppolo play in about 2 or 3 years. So I know he's a backup, but I don't know how good he is anymore. To me, if I had a choice to Garoppolo or Stafford, Cousins, if you get the numbers to work, I would probably take Cousins.
I'll do you one better. If based off what we learned this week, if the Rams are in dire need of a backup quarterback, if they're not sold on Garoppolo and they're not sold on Stetson Bennett, who actually has looked pretty good in the preseason.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson would be my guy.
Really?
Go get Anthony Richardson.
I mean, he could definitely learn under a veteran like Stafford.
Mm-hmm. And McVay, right? And McVay.
Oh, yeah.
And LaFleur. It's to me, yeah, go get him. Go get Anthony Richardson, because right now, I think you would probably agree with this, right? When you take a look at Anthony Richardson, athletically, everything is there.
Yeah.
Right. And when you have an innovative, forward-thinking offensive coach, and I'm not saying Shane Steichen is not that. I love Shane Steichen. But seeing what Anthony Richardson could do, how he could blossom under Sean McVay, under Matt Stafford, I would be all for that. Why not? Because right now, stock's at an all-time low for Anthony Richardson. He just got beat out by Daniel Jones. And we can't ignore the fact that they used a 6th-round pick to bring in Riley Leonard, which means not only did they go out and get someone that could compete with Anthony Richardson, you drafted a bona fide backup quarterback in Riley Leonard, who isn't nearly in the athletic realm as Anthony Richardson, but he can do some of the same things, right? So I have to believe that Anthony Richardson's time in Indianapolis is running short.
Did you see, speaking of Daniel Jones, you see he changed his name now? Is no longer Danny Dimes?
Oh, what is he now?
Indiana Jones. Yeah, for real. This is a thing. This is a thing. He lost a job to a guy. Huh?
How do you feel about him coming from the Giants, everything that went down, seeing where he's at now, and winning the starting role? Really? Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay.
It's been real. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it. Yeah. I knew when they signed the extension, it was a disaster walking. Look, he's a good kid. He has a lot of talent, but okay, at some point we gotta. I get the old line thing. He's using the offensive line shitty. I get all that, but at some point you got to figure it out, man. You got to figure something out.
For me, and maybe you view this differently, when I look at the Giants situation, that's not Brian Daboll's guy. And in the NFL,
that too.
Coaches are married to their quarterbacks, right? So the fact that the organization allowed Daboll to go out and draft Jackson Dart, thank you, because this is an offensive-minded guy that has done wonders as a coordinator. I want to see an offensive-minded guy with his quarterback, and I think he's got that now. So I hope the Giants are patient with Daboll, but Danny Dimes was not his guy. It was time to move on.
Which is exactly why all season last year I said, I don't care how bad they finished, 3-14, whatever it may be. Do not fire these guys because it was not his guy. Let him pick the groceries, and that's that. You know, so and Jackson Dart so far we saw in preseason. I mean, obviously it is preseason, but so far it looks really good. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that plays out. One thing to get you out of here. One thing. There's a lot of rumors now that the Major League Baseball is considering realignment. Did you see some of these scenarios that if they do realignment based on what Manfred wants to do, you can have them. You have the Mets and the Yankees in the same division. You have the Marlins and the Rays in the same division. I think the Angels and the Dodgers too. Also, I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they'd be in the. The biggest problem I have with the Dodgers realignment is the Giants would not be in their division,
and that sucks.
That sucks. You've got to keep rivalries intact, right? You have to keep rivalries intact. But I will say this: the way interleague play is now, interleague play was a big deal back in the day. I know you remember when American League and National League, they did not play, and then they brought in interleague, and there was just certain time frames where we would see interleague play, and it was a big deal. Now the schedules are equal across the board, and the realignment, I mean, initially you look at it and it's like, oh my goodness, you can't put the Yankees and the Mets and the Dodgers and the Angels in the same division. But the way the schedule is done today, I don't know that it really affects that, other than the fact you got to keep rivalries together. That's the main thing. Now, if you realign, you bring in 2 more teams. I know here in the state of Utah, people truly believe that they are one of the front runners to get a Major League Baseball team. There's a huge initiative going on here in the state of Utah. Everything is lined out for them to get a team, and that's exciting in itself. AAA baseball has been huge here in the state of Utah. We love the Bees. I would love to see that come to fruition. But after I took a step back looking at the proposed realignment or the idea of realignment, I wasn't as up in arms about it, knowing that the scheduling is so different today than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I get that, but I just can't. I don't want to lose my rivalries, the Phillies and the. No. I don't want to lose that, man. That's the problem. You're gonna lose these things. You and I are cut from the same cloth, man. We're traditionalists, bro. We want to just leave my shit. I like my rice and chicken. Leave it alone. Yeah. Stop fucking with it. You know what I mean? I'm the same way. And look, I try to be with some certain things. I try to be forward thinking. With the NBA, I try to be forward thinking with some of these rules they make, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. But I don't know. I think realignment is a bit of a step too far.
I can't think of the last time Adam Silver made a change to the schedule. I hate the in-season tournament. I hate the playing round. I can't think of one thing that
I don't mind the playing round. I actually don't mind playing anymore. I used to hate it. Now I don't mind it because at least it gives teams in that middle of the conferences something to play for.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that's something but here's the thing. If you're 10th out of a 15-team conference, you don't deserve a chance to get into the playoffs.
Oh, I agree. I agree. But again, the whole point is to curb as much tanking as possible, which I can't fucking stand. I hate tanking. I can't stand it.
Look at Utah. They tanked this year. What'd they get? They got the 5th pick in the draft.
and that's the worst part. In the NBA, you're not necessarily rewarded for it. You're rewarded for a top 4 slot.
Yeah. That's
it.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It really is tough, man. But anyway, follow Jordan, of course, on Twitter, Jordan_DTS. You want to plug anything? The radio show? What's going on with you?
Yeah, I've been doing the radio show 15 years now, man. We're celebrating 15 years on the air. FM, AM radio. It's kind of wild. Drive Time Sports. We're on Monday through Saturday. We get going at 4:00. It's been a blast. We're a Utah U, a Utah Jazz, a Las Vegas Raider, and NFL affiliates. We got a lot of national sports here at the radio station. It's a blast to be a part of. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of play-by-play for high school and junior college sports, which is kind of a passion of mine. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Jordan_DTS.
All right. Good job, Jordan, as always, man. It's awesome.
It's a pleasure to be on with you, man.